Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for November 6, 2025. I'm your host, Walter. Firstly, the situation in Gaza remains complex, with the United Nations considering a resolution for a UN-mandated force to maintain peace and stability in the region. The key challenge is striking a delicate balance between security, humanitarian needs, and navigating international interests. In Cameroon, President Paul Biya has been sworn in for his 8th term, despite opposition claims of election irregularities and fraud. The situation remains tense, with reports of violence and a heavy security presence. Lastly, 2 lawmakers from Germany's far-right Alternative for Germany party are visiting Russia, sparking concerns about the party's ties to the Kremlin and potential risks to German national security. Critics accuse the party of maintaining ties with Moscow despite its aggressive actions in Ukraine. These stories highlight the intricate web of international relations and the delicate balance between diplomacy, security, and national interests. We'll continue to provide in-depth analysis and updates as more information becomes available. And that's a wrap. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Walter. And then she'll know it's right now. Firstly, the U.S. government shutdown has entered its 36th day, making it the longest in U.S. history. The FAA has announced a reduction in flights at some of the nation's busiest airports due to air traffic controller shortages. Next, we covered significant developments from Africa and international relations, including U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to impose tariffs on South African goods and Cameroon's Paul Biya being sworn in for his 8th consecutive term. Lastly, Singapore's Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan concluded a visit to the Middle East, aiming to foster greater understanding and provide humanitarian aid. The minister handed over a check for $100,000 to the World Food Program to support humanitarian needs in Gaza. These stories highlight the complex global landscape we're currently navigating. We'll continue to monitor these developments and provide updates as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we reported on the air traffic control safety risks due to staffing shortages caused by the government shutdown, which led to flight reductions at major airports. Airlines such as Delta, American, and United are adjusting their schedules to minimize disruption for customers. We also discussed Apollo Hospital's impressive Q2 results, with a significant surge in net profit thanks to robust growth in healthcare services and strategic expansion. Additionally, we examined the story of Ajmera Realty's 5001 stock split, which could lead to increased liquidity and make the stock more attractive to investors. Lastly, we reviewed the recent corporate earnings reports from companies like Installed Building Products, Inc., Pursuit Attractions and Hospitality, Inc., and CSX Corporation. These reports highlight the complexities of the current economic landscape, with companies navigating challenges while seeking opportunities for expansion. As always, we remind our listeners to approach these developments with a critical eye, considering multiple perspectives before making informed decisions. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we've been following the developments in the scramble for control of NASA, with President Donald Trump renominating Jared Isaacman for the top job. This nomination has sparked both excitement and concern within the space community, with some critics worrying about potential changes to existing programs and contracts. In other news, Blue Origin has announced a target date for the second launch of its New Glenn rocket, November 15th. This mission will carry real payloads, including the NASA Escapade mission's twin satellites, which are bound for Mars to study the Martian magnetosphere and its interaction with the solar wind. And finally, we've also been looking at the highly anticipated matchup between the University of Alabama and the University of Georgia, but in a different kind of competition, the scramble for control of space exploration. With NASA's Artemis 3 mission aiming to return humans to the moon by 2025, and China planning to put its first taikonauts on the moon in the same time frame, the stakes are high. These stories represent significant developments in our pursuit of space exploration and our quest to understand the vast expanse of our cosmos. We'll continue to bring you updates on these missions and other significant developments in the world of space exploration. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, we took an in-depth look at the Florida high school football scene as teams await the release of playoff brackets. The anticipation is building among players, coaches, and fans alike, with many eager to see which teams will make a deep run in the postseason. We also touched on the complexities of high school athletics, including the appeal process for disciplinary decisions, and the importance of resources like Rivals High School Scoreboard and the NFHS network. In other news, we examined the buzz surrounding Alex Bregman, the talented third baseman who's once again a free agent after opting out of his contract with the Boston Red Sox. With several teams reportedly interested in signing him, including the Chicago Cubs, Detroit Tigers, Seattle Mariners, and Arizona Diamondbacks, it'll be fascinating to see where he ultimately lands. Lastly, we broke down the NFL trade deadline, which saw several blockbuster moves that could significantly impact the playoff landscape. The Los Angeles Chargers, Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Seattle Seahawks were among the teams making notable acquisitions, while the Cincinnati Bengals and Miami Dolphins parted ways with key players. As the season enters its critical stretch, these trades will undoubtedly intensify the competition for postseason spots. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currall.
Thank you, Howard. First, we explored the fascinating world of cultural differences, where we discussed a report on how different societies perceive and interact with nudity. This thought-provoking piece encouraged us to reflect on our own values and norms, and how they shape our understanding of the world around us. Next, we traveled to Dublin, Ireland, where a disturbing incident involving a councillor and a constituent served as a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between free speech and personal safety. We saw how empathy and understanding can be powerful tools in navigating complex situations, even in the face of adversity. Finally, we reported on a heartbreaking tragedy in Laos, where an American father and son lost their lives after being attacked by a swarm of wasps while ziplining. This devastating event served as a stark reminder of the unpredictable dangers that exist in nature and the importance of prioritizing safety when exploring the great outdoors. These stories, though diverse in their subject matter, are united by a common thread: the human experience. They remind us of the complexities, challenges, and vulnerabilities that we all share, regardless of our geographical boundaries or cultural backgrounds. As we navigate our own paths, let's remember to approach each other with empathy, understanding, and respect. Now, for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, let's talk about Kim Kardashian's acting debut in the new series All for Good. The show has sparked quite a conversation, with some critics calling out sexism and unfair expectations placed on female celebrities who venture into acting. We'll keep an eye on how this story unfolds. Next, we've got some magical news for all you Wicked fans out there. NBC's One Wonderful Night event is just around the corner, celebrating the upcoming cinematic release of Universal Pictures' Wicked for Good. Think live musical performances, fun facts about filming, and maybe even a sneak peek at the movie. And finally, we've got an update on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's whirlwind romance. The power couple is reportedly tying the knot, and sources close to them have revealed some juicy details about their intimate wedding ceremony. From the guest list to the wedding attire, we'll give you all the tea. Tune in tomorrow for more updates from the world of entertainment. And don't forget to now for the latest in nature and environment. Here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we reported on the plight of the Atlantic forest in Brazil, where an organization called Ray Green is making protecting the forest financially viable. This initiative is one of the winners of the prestigious Earthshot Prize, which recognizes outstanding achievements in addressing the world's most pressing environmental challenges. We also took you on a journey to the depths of Antarctica, where an international team of researchers discovered a bizarre and fascinating creature, the death ball sponge. This extraordinary find is part of a broader expedition known as the Nekton Ocean Census, which has yielded a plethora of other discoveries, including zombie worms, armored scale worms, and rare gastropods. Lastly, we highlighted the significance of the Earthshot Prize in promoting innovative solutions to environmental challenges. The prize not only recognizes outstanding achievements, but also provides a platform for scaling up impactful projects, fostering collaboration, and inspiring a new generation of leaders to take action. These stories remind us of the importance of preserving our planet's biodiversity, addressing climate change, and promoting sustainable practices. As we continue to explore and learn about our world, we're reminded of the awe-inspiring complexity and beauty of life on Earth. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Atenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.